Well, tonight at 8 on STV, it's the return of Heartbeat, a new series, and a new face that could be rather familiar, none other than Joe McFadden. Right now, though, time for our Scottish news.
People across Scotland stopped what they were doing today to remember those who've been killed or injured while fighting for their country. Services took place in towns and cities the length and breadth of Scotland. Deputy First Minister Nicola Sturgeon and other dignitaries attended a special ceremony at the War Memorial in Edinburgh. From the capital, Nicola Kane reports.
On a beautiful Edinburgh morning, hundreds of people gathered to remember the fallen victims of ugly conflicts past and present. Deputy First Minister Nicola Sturgeon represented the government while Alex Salmond laid a wreath in Sri Lanka before heading back home with the Commonwealth Games bid committee. The capital fell silent after the bells of St Giles Cathedral chimed 11 o'clock on the 11th day of the 11th month.
They fought hard to get our freedoms and the country that we have, and I think this has got to be remembered and remember them that fought hard to get it.
Oh, it's always important to come to these things because, you know, you have to remember these people that did give their lives for them and the ones that are still doing it today.
And some soldiers died and it was quite sad. That's why we're wearing poppies.
I had a man die in my lap in Korea, and it still feels the same. As long as I can manage it, I'll be here.
Today was about remembering those who fought so bravely in the past, but also, of course, those who've been killed or injured in more recent conflicts.
This year has been a simply terrible year for our armed forces, and that makes it even more important. And I'm glad to say that it looks like we've had another record poppy appeal, and the nation clearly has not forgotten their fallen.
The 11th of November historically marks the day that fighting stopped at the end of World War I. But unfortunately today, many Scottish families don't have to look into the history books to remember a fallen hero. Nicola Kane, STV News, Edinburgh.
The outgoing head of the Scottish Crime and Drug Enforcement Agency has hit out at staffing problems and criticised the bureaucracy surrounding the organisation. Pearson has been spearheading Scotland's war on drugs since March 2004. He wasn't due to step down for another 3 years, but recently announced that he was leaving his post early.
It's been a very challenging 4 years at the agency. We've had a deal of success in attacking organised crime across Scotland and some major seizures and some good recoveries. I'd like to see the agency resourced fully. In the lifetime of the agency, it hasn't had a full allocation of staff from the 8 chief constables. We've got the money to pay for the staff, we just can't get the staff released. We need that staff in place to do more work.
Police have named a man killed outside a house in Johnstone in the early hours of this morning as 39-year-old Joseph McCulloch. A murder inquiry is now underway. A 37-year-old woman was also seriously injured in the disturbance. She's been treated at Paisley's Royal Alexandra Hospital. The pair were returning from a night out. Meantime, an 18-year-old man is being treated in Glasgow's Southern General Hospital after a car deliberately mounted the pavement and drove at him in the Pollock area in the early hours of this morning. Police are treating it as attempted murder. Drivers faced severe delays on Scotland's busiest stretch of road this afternoon after a crash involving a lorry and a car. The driver of the car had to be cut free from the wreckage following the collision on the M8 Westbound near Riddrie, which happened at around 2:45. The 25-year-old was taken to Glasgow's Royal Infirmary where he's been treated for head injuries. The motorway was reduced to just one lane for around an hour and a half. OK, to sport, and a thrilling performance from Hearts combined with some poor Aberdeen defending saw the Tynecastle side overtake the Dons this afternoon after putting them 6th place in the SPL. First half strikes from Andrew Driver and Andreas Velichka put the home side up inside 14 minutes. And while Jeffrey Devicia pulled one back for Aberdeen before the break, a second half strike from Ibrahim Tal and another from Christian Nadi wrapped up an emphatic 4-1 victory for Hearts, earning them all 3 points. OK, that's the news and sport. Now let's see what's in store for us weather-wise over the next few days.
Change your outlook with Flybe, sponsors of Scottish Weather.
Tonight, heavy showers will ease away into the North Sea, leaving us with a dry night right across the region, and we'll see some fairly lengthy clear spells as well. As a result, temperatures will drop sharply, falling as low as -3 Celsius, that's 27 Fahrenheit, in some spots, and giving a widespread frost. We'll go into tomorrow on a crisp, cold note, with temperatures reaching a mere 3 Celsius, 37 Fahrenheit by the middle of the day. We'll all see some good spells of sunshine through the morning, but these will turn more hazy as high cloud starts to spill from the northwest. Cloud will continue to thicken in the afternoon, perhaps bringing the odd spot of rain into the far northwest, and tending to become more noticeable as evening approaches. After a cold start, it looks as though temperatures will continue to struggle, peaking at a chilly 7 Celsius, with winds gradually turning southwesterly. So, taking a look at tomorrow afternoon in a bit more detail then, we'll have plenty of sunny spells towards the southeast of the region throughout much of the day. However, the skies will tend to cloud over further west, with rain getting into the likes of Argyll and Bute by mid-afternoon. The winds will remain brisk around western coasts, but at least they should be quite light inland. On to the next few days then, and we'll see any persistent rain clearing southwards during Monday night, leaving us with another dry day on Tuesday. It'll be fairly bright in the east, but we'll tend to keep more cloud towards the west, along with a few light showery bursts. It'll be windy again too.